All right, everybody. Hello and welcome back. It's the old-fashioned twofer, a double. We haven't done a double in a while, but welcome in, everybody. Phil Nagy and Kit Nagy joining you. Our AFC Sim Game of the Week for week number 7 in the NFL, even though we do get to see an NFC opponent here, the Raiders, in this beautiful Allegiant Stadium, downtown Las Vegas there in the background, or the Strip, rather, in the background, technically not downtown. And excited to bring this one to you. Eagles and Raiders. Kid, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great. Again, love having the doubleheader here. This is certainly a hot ticket commodity happening there in Las Vegas. A lot of Eagles fans sure love to go to Vegas to see this one. And in the fancy new stadium they've got out there for these Raiders. And obviously the Raiders are a very good team this year. They've had a lot of success, although there's been a lot of drama surrounding their team with the letting go of, or stepping down of, Coach Gruden.
Yes.
And then the Eagles have shown, flashes of being a very good team also. But they've had struggles of their own, so this should be an interesting matchup.
Yep, 2-4 Philly. Rookie head coach Nick Sirianni are there, of course. And you will still see, at least for a while, Madden has said they're going to patch him out. You will see John Gruden still on the sidelines over there. So let's go ahead and get this one going. Kickoff from the Raiders. And Daniel Carlson down to the receiver. He's going to bring it out of the end zone, actually, as Greg Ward Jr. to the left side, breaking the first tackle, and then going to get tackled there again at the 21-yard line. Jalen Hurts. Kids, what are your thoughts on Jalen Hurts? Hey, by the way, welcome, James. Welcome, Karen.
Jalen Hurts, he's an interesting quarterback. I don't see him as a long-term franchise solution unless he's got a long way to go before I think he's even in that conversation. But I think he is a reasonably good solution for now. At least he's had some success.
Absolutely. Here's the first catch for Dallas Goedert. Of course, Zach Ertz very recently shipped out of town, so did make sure that trade took place. They did get Tay Gowan, the corner, so expect to see some more wide receivers in the game since they do have some talented ones. Here's a little dig across the middle from Hurts to one of those receivers, Greg Ward Jr., and a first down now. Hey, George, welcome in. The old-fashioned twofer, same thing. Dump it off here quickly. Almost looked like a tight end screen, but Goddard kind of went backwards, actually going to lose a yard on the catch. Cleveland Farrell right there on the tackle. More heavy personnel, which seems weird when you just have 2 tight ends on the roster, one of which wasn't even in the game. I couldn't find him, so they have 1 tight end on the roster. Hurts now going to keep it 35 to the 40, out of bounds, the 42-yard line. Decent run, sets up third and manageable.
Yeah, and actually with a guy like Hurts, having more and better tight ends is a very useful thing, and that's how Lamar Jackson in some ways has been so very successful in Baltimore with the passing game, is having a guy like Andrews to throw to.
Yes.
So that is,
Yeah, maybe another one's on the way.
Yeah, that would be something to look for Philadelphia, is to try to either trade, pick up, or potentially groom after a draft pick a new tight end.
Nice little pop pass there to the receiver Greg Ward, his second catch of the drive, and he breaks in a couple of nice tackles up to the 45 into Vegas territory. Now here's the first touch of the day for Miles Sanders, and he'll get ripped down. TFL there, Cleveland Farrell, who plays on the inside occasionally in pass rush formations to allow Max Crosby to rush from the outside.
Yeah, and that's, credit the D-line there, really doing a nice job. Got gap sound as Farrell's able to make a break in there and stop Sanders short. That's a recipe for success for stopping this offense. If you can stop Sanders, so much of what they want to do is predicated on him having the day.
There's Yannick Ngakoue, first sack of the game. And Nick Sirianni not happy about it. You saw, looked like Hurts thought he could get outside the pocket, but the left tackle could not sustain the block long enough to allow him to do that. And Ngakoue picks up the sack, and punt upcoming for the Eagles.
Beautiful move out on the outside there from Ngakoue, as we all know he's capable of. We certainly saw a lot of that against the Browns. But But Yannick makes a great move out on the perimeter and is able to get into the backfield and is such a disruptive presence when he's back there, coming away with a nice sack.
Absolutely. All right, what are your thoughts on Derek Carr now, the other side?
Derek Carr is an interesting quarterback. I don't put him amongst the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. I think his stats are a little bit more padded by having to play from behind a lot with the Ravens. Although he can be very good in moments, and he to me he's kind of like the in between what I call the Dalton line, where you're just good enough to stick around, but not really good enough to win in the big moments, and like in that intermediate between that Dalton line and the kind of elite quarterbacks of the NFL. He's kind of just that in between tier, somewhere in there.
He's like that career 245 batting average guy, like
right.
Just sticking around but not making any all-star teams.
Right, and I think he's got what it takes to actually win some critical games. We've seen it from him, but I don't ever see him as being that truly elite level quarterback as much as his brother would like to claim on television.
Josh Jacobs also helps a pretty solid runner. They can see his stimmed stats for the year, 440 and 8 touchdowns for Josh Jacobs. It's funny, James. I remember that. I remember Lamar Jackson's touchdown celebration injury.
That's right.
All right, 3rd and 9. Here's Carr out of a shotgun. He's going to fire to the right side. He's got a receiver, but I think he's going to be a yard short. Actually, call it 3 yards short. That was Willie Snead, and a punt upcoming for A.J. Cole, who's one of the best punters in the league this year. And he angles this one towards the left sideline and out of bounds at the 16.
Yeah,
is where the Eagles will take over.
For a moment there, when I first read that comment, I thought he was talking about the Malik McDowell after his sack in the Chargers game, where he kind of crumpled trying to get off the field after celebrating it. Although the injury was actually on the sack, not just all the adrenaline afterwards. He celebrates, and then he realizes he's in a lot of pain coming off the sideline. Yeah, that ain't right, kind of a thing. But that was interesting to watch live. Not what you want to see, obviously. The big D tackle that you're put so much faith in, and big fumble there.
Big hit. It comes out. It's going to be picked up. KJ Wright, the longtime Seattle Seahawk. He's the one who scooped it up. I don't know if he was the one who knocked it out as well. Nice little out route from the backfield. Miles Sanders, again, get him the football as much as you can. And it is KJ Wright. He's going to blow him up right there. Able to scoop on it himself. Raiders get the football back. Great field position. Defense leading to maybe some offense here for Vegas.
Yeah, that was huge. That's again the kind of that game break like we saw in the Saints and Seahawks game early, where that big turnover with a short field gives all kinds of opportunity for the opposing team to take advantage and really take a big confidence swing at you.
Absolutely. Oh, he tries to jump the route, does Slay, and he misses, and Renfro is going to make him pay down to the 16. First down in the red zone for the Raiders. Excuse me. Welcome in, Kevin. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah, go Browns. Go
Browns indeed. Good mix, 5 runs, 5 passes here for the Raiders. Here's an inside handoff, Kenyon Drake. Now he angles back to the middle, and he'll pick up a couple. He's maybe tackled with a face mask.
Yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
Or holding.
Interesting.
At exactly the time of the face mask.
Mm-hmm.
Willie Snead, back him up 10. That's going to make it a 1st and 17. So that tells you how far upfield Snead was holding. Turn around and give it again up the middle. Kenyon Drake, and he'll be ripped down in the middle of the field. Nice tackle there. Alex Singleton, the linebacker, with that flowing locks coming out the back of his helmet. Makes a nice play there. Now 2nd and 16 coming for the Raiders. It's like a screen getting set up here left side. They've got his man. He's got Jacobs, and he's going to go nowhere. In fact, 0 yards gained. 3rd and 16.
Yeah, Singleton and others there really in a nice position to make a play on the screen there. Really kind of blew it up before it started because they were with the running back and behind the blockers. So that's the position where the defense will win on a screen down like that. And this defense holds them short at 4th and 2. We'll see if they try to go for it.
Good out route there. You saw Kenyon Drake out of the backfield, makes a nice cut, but on a 3rd and 16, only musters 14, and now a 4th and 2, and a field goal coming up for the Raiders.
Yep. So the conservative call to take the points here, and which, by the way, I would say for a effectively interim head coach with Gruden being gone, that's something that you wouldn't be surprised to see. Conservative approach from interim head coaches is not uncommon in the NFL.
Yes, very true. Do they give it to who's on the staff as the interim? I can probably make that change after the game.
Name. It may come to me, but
I'll look it up. That's fine.
Yeah.
I can look it up.
It wasn't a name I recognized.
Gotcha. All right, there's the rookie Devonta Smith. Maybe some foreshadowing here as he steps out onto the field.
Yeah, Kevin, it'll be interesting to see when Baker does come back from that injury. Obviously, a fracture is going to take some time to heal, and from what I understand, he's not really going to be able to throw it all until that's fully healed. So,
yeah.
So that will be interesting to see how long we are,
Thank you, James.
Playing with Case in there. Although there's been some talk that maybe he comes back in 10 days. So I don't know. I've never heard of a fracture that can heal in 10 days, but
yeah, sometimes you got to save a guy from himself, and that's kind of what's going on a little bit with Baker sometimes because he's just so competitive and he wants it so badly. I had theorized Kit and I had another fumble, wow, and then a huge shot again. So Jonathan Abram, the safety, with the strip sack, and then picked up by the left tackle, and the left tackle pays the price for it. KJ Wright lays the boom on him again. Watch this replay here, coming up at the beginning of the strip sack, and then it's sort of picked up, and then drilled.
Right.
And how about that?
Yeah, big play there. And to James' point, you're right. That is exactly who it is. It's their special teams coordinator. I just don't know who that is. I admittedly don't know many of the special teams coordinators in the NFL outside of Prefer, and then obviously, if you know anything about the Ravens and their head coach, he was once a special teams guy. There's not as many of those, though, the guys that come from the ranks of the special teams coordinators to be head coaches.
But, yes, it can often be the mid-season, though. It can often be the least disruptive in terms of your game planning models going away.
Right. Although I would say, of guys,
Mike Prefer playing, coaching for
as far as guys that could pull it off, Prefer is one of them that I think would be an excellent head coach in this league.
Yeah, maybe he'll get that opportunity someday.
I wouldn't be surprised. He is a Naval Academy grad, after all.
That's true. First touch of the day, Darren Waller. He's going to get 9 on the gain. What a weapon he's turned into. He was just kind of a so-so receiver in college, and then he sort of just thickened up a little bit, and now he's just an incredible tight end.
Oh, yeah.
Big body and a big catch radius.
Yeah. Actually, they've got a number of those guys that not that they were bad in the collegiate ranks, or even before they got to the Raiders specifically. But a couple of those guys that have developed really as receivers, Renfro's another guy that, you knew who he was in the NFL or in the collegiate ranks, but he wasn't.
Yeah, only because it felt like he was at Clemson for 10 years.
Right, but he wasn't lighting up the world or anything. And then all of a sudden he gets to the Raiders, and man, has he developed in a way that he's doing some incredible things at the NFL level.
Yeah, he is. Turn around, give it to Josh Jacobs, his first positive carry there of this quarter. I'll be just starting as we just flipped fields.
Yeah, see, not a Panthers fan, I would never have known that Chase Blackburn is the special teams coordinator.
Deep flag route, and he's got Waller first down to the 20-yard line. What a route, what a throw, what a catch.
Right, they even in this game, give Waller a lot more credit for being a lot broader than he actually is, because he's still a skinny tight end, all things considered, in that extra mass that he put on, because he's very tall, but he's still slim for a tight end, and that extra mass you put on, you're absolutely right. That made a huge difference for his game.
Yes, he is. I'll tell you, I have the information. 6'6", 255.
Right. So there's no way he's got a body frame that looks like that. Not at 255 for a 6'6" tight end.
He's built like a power forward.
Yeah, I mean, he essentially is like a, kind of that prototypical basketball player tight end type, but with incredible athletic ability, and then with that little bit of extra weight, he's able to add to the blocking game and do more in the pass receiving, especially after contact.
Yes, Fletcher Cox sack on brand.
Yeah, absolutely. The original Demolition Dogs can attest to what that can do on a D-line.
Another jump off to the running back, Kenyon Drake, on a 3rd and long. It's going to go for a short gain, and appears as though they'll trot the field goal kicker back out there to extend the 3-0 lead to 6. Daniel Carlson, Auburn Tiger, right, James? Daniel Carlson?
Yeah, and
he's an Auburn guy, right?
Not to the ball's not going to spike itself, but I do believe we had that before the Browns had that in terms of how to build the D line for some demolition dog action in terms of bringing in Cox. We also brought in Malik Jackson in that same sim.
That's right, we did.
And we saw, now obviously we didn't have Clowney, but that Cox and Clowney are similar to what they provide to that D line, and then Malik Jackson in the middle there.
We traded for Cam Hayward as our other defensive end.
That's right.
He was our Clowney.
That's right. And that and we saw the fruits of that labor as we sold out to do it. But AB does it well within reason and in a way that can build a very winning franchise going forward. Very much saw what that could be in the sim, and man, was it fun in the sim, and then coming to see it in real life, it's even better.
Absolutely.
But we had that.
That's right, we did. Little spin, fire to the left side. Yes, and little did we know that Malik McDowell would flash as Fletcher Cox-like at times.
That's
now, obviously, he needs to build on that consistency. But
right. Well, now that we've got
a cheaper way to get it done.
Yeah, now that we've got Malik McDowell with Malik Jackson, the two Maliks are just really dominant there in the center, and that's such an important part of making the edge rush successful.
Yep, absolutely. So it's a little bit less of a reality and maybe more hypothetical, but I actually tweeted a question at Browns Daily. I haven't listened to every second of every episode to see if they answered it on the air, but I was saying, at what record, especially if they had lost yesterday, at what record do you just say, you know what, for whatever reason, luck, injury gods, whatever, like 2021 ain't happening, let's just IR everybody who's even remotely hurt and roll with the backups and then start again in 2022, i.e. we don't see Chubb or Hunt or Lane, like just completely heal, stop playing, like hold it in. Like what is that? What would that record have been? What is that record where it's like, you know what, we don't need to worry about Baker coming back. Just go get your surgery now, kid.
I don't know that such a record exists. Actually, not within.
You didn't think like at 3-7. It's like, okay, guys, let's stop trying to sacrificing 2022 now by continuing to make Baker go out and do this, or
right. No, well, so I have a couple
getting needless carries.
Right, I have a couple of thoughts of that. I don't think that it's very likely that a Kevin Stefanski-led team, especially with the talent they have.
Oh my, Ruggs has got 5 yards and it's caught and it's a touchdown. And that is on brand because Ruggs can fly. What a throw by Derek Carr. Wow.
Right.
All right, continue.
But to continue that thought, not that it's not that separation he gets so quickly, he's so fast. But not that I don't think 3 and 4 was impossible. But I do feel that a 3-7, like you mentioned, is really improbable for this team and the culture, the way that it's built. Even with massive injuries and just because of the depth that they have and everything, and the culture that they've instilled, I don't see that as being very likely, and I don't see, because it's so improbable, I don't think you get to a record that you would consider something like that. And then part of the reason why I say that too is not just because of the improbability of getting to records where something like that would be considered, but also think about the fact that, although you're getting them healed, you're taking them out of football for all of that time. And much like, it's almost like just for the same reasons why the Browns offense is a big sack there on Hurts coming up the middle. But much like you don't see offenses pick up even with all the same personnel. For the Browns is a perfect example. They didn't pick up exactly where they were. A big pick thrown by Hurts. Really, who is he throwing to there as the defender makes a play on the ball? It didn't look like the receiver even had his eyes on it. So weird throw.
It's gone from bad to worse for the Eagles.
Yeah, he barely got his head around. Wasn't even in a position to make a play, and then the defender is like, "Well, that's mine," because he's got his whole body turned around and can go make a play on the ball. No, I don't see. I don't see it being, the same reason that you struggled even somewhat. Yes, at times that offense has been great, but you didn't really pick up right where you left off because time out of football, especially with the way that training camp is done now and, less and less in preseason and so on and so forth. Like, we didn't see that defense play together at all once in that preseason.
Right.
And defense struggled, go figure, to begin the season because they hadn't played together.
Right.
And being out of football, especially, playing together on a team, that's why teams start to, get into a rhythm as they get further into seasons because they've been playing together. But taking people out of football and just putting them on the IR, in some ways is very detrimental to the players and to the team chemistry. So I would say it would have to be pretty severe to want to do that. And I don't see it as very probable at all that the Browns would ever be in a position or record where they'd actually choose to do something like that.
Good. Well said. Sack there for Kayvon Wallace. The safety will hold the Raiders out of the end zone once again. They will trot on for another field goal. So for as well as they've played, 3 field goals and a touchdown now.
And the other thing
have to show for it.
Yeah, the other thing I would say, kind of more to James' point here, that it's a little bit different when you consider individual players than when you consider, kind of an in mass, like we're just going to bubble wrap all of our stars and say we'll come back next year kind of a thing. And really it's because individually, yes, some of those guys can provide incredible sparks, like Christian McCaffrey is a prime example of a guy that can cause incredible sparks, but and be such a big part of an offense and really make it go, right? But that's where you're weighing the benefit of having a fully healthy Christian McCaffrey versus a guy that's kind of you're kind of limping from injury to injury and trying to get him right and never fully getting him there. What level of spark does he really provide? When do you pull the plug on an individual player to try to have that as a long-term solution versus bunches of player and just giving up on a season? It's a very different discussion.
Okay. So let me rephrase my question. At what record do you just shelve Baker Mayfield for the rest of the season?
Well, I think it's going to depend on the injury and how he's able to perform with the injury. Now, the
labrum is not going to untear.
Right.
Rest.
No, it's not. Yeah. It's going to depend
on
how
the humerus break. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's going to have to get that healed. That's I think goes without saying. Whether or not he plays with the labrum tear or gets surgery, that's a different discussion because you have to balance the future of the franchise and is he going to do more damage to what's already happened and so on and so forth. No, I don't think you sit any of the other players out along with him just because you would may choose to let him get right and get the surgery. But in terms of when is that cut off? I think that's probably where, as soon as you recognize that you're probably not making the playoffs, is probably about that point. If you get to a point where like, okay, this, our path to get to the playoffs is, I mean, it's never truly impossible until it's statistically impossible, right? Yeah, but once you get to a point where you're at a level where it's like we'd have to have so many things go our way and it's out of our control, kind of thing, like the Browns have been in for many, many years and through the struggles. Sure. When you're kind of in that kind of a position, then yeah, maybe you consider it there. But that's for the part of the discussion with labrum specifically is going to be how it's not just a pain management, but how does it actually affect, how is Baker able to adjust? Because there's an adjustment to it, that you can play with that torn labrum, but if you can make the adjustment and still play at a high quality of play, then you may consider continuing to play him even with, especially if you got it, you're like, we can make the playoffs. We think we can win with this quarterback. We think that he's made the adjustments, and we'll see what we can do with it, kind of thing.
Okay. Time will tell. Until then, heal up, Bakes.
Yep.
From the 40, broken tackle, up to the 45, now the 50. It's a little bit of back and forth ball. Eagles cannot get out of their own way and cannot get Miles Sanders going, and they're still down 16-0 with a big momentum to the side of the Raiders. Whoa, and Ngakoue with like a 6-yard dive.
Yeah, that's kind of the second weird physics dynamics thing that has happened in the game. Yeah, where he just like zipped across the screen kind of thing, like he teleported under the feet of people almost.
Oh, he's got so much room. He's way across the line of scrimmage.
What? And he's like throwing it away too. Like, why would you even do that?
Just run the ball. Legal forward pass. You don't say, huh?
And
Jalen Hurts
easily had the first down if he just runs it. The real Jalen Hurts runs that.
Yes.
Excuse me.
Yes,
so that was a what is happening Madden moment.
3rd and 7 here. He's just going to chuck this one deep to the end zone, and Devonta Smith cannot bring it in. Knocked away by Desmond Trufant, recently acquired after the injuries to Trevon Mullen and Damon Arnett. Was on the Saints earlier in the season. I know because I cut them from the Saints earlier today.
That's right.
All right. 1:16 to go, first half. Raiders can still be aggressive. They will get the second half kick as well, setting up a screen left side. Nobody's home. A lot of screens today.
Yeah.
Heavy screen Friday. Dino Friday.
Well, and part of the problem with Madden too is they really only have a couple different screens.
Yes.
But screens are done in so many different ways, and we see that. I mean, I think case in point is how many different variations of screens have we seen from the Browns and be so successful.
Yes.
I mean, there were just on that first drive, some very successul screens, and throughout that game, the screen game was just absolutely on point, calling it just at the right moments, and all kinds of variations of that. That's like the tight end slip out screen. Mm-hmm. You got the running backs slip screens. You've got the little wide receiver bubble screens, especially if you run them to like not just the traditional step back, but like more of out of a motion. There's any number of ways you can set those up, and Madden only has feels like only 4 flavors total of screens, and none of them are overly successful usually.
Hurts going to go down again. Max Crosby, one of the top edge rushers in the league this year. He's been very, very good. And he sacks him back to the 7. And they're not going to call their last time out. Hurts is just going to hurry up back to the line of scrimmage here out of a shotgun. Jalen Hurts firing left side. High goes Smith. He takes a big shot from the defender, Trufant. He drops the football. 3rd and 21.
It does feel to me that that Madden has 3 favorite plays to run. It's the draw, the screen, and the slant. Those are like that's like the staple of the Madden offense, and it's universal to all teams.
Yes, it is.
It's like all they do. Not true. I mean, it's not truly all they do, but it does feel like they run those ones a way higher percentage.
If we were looking at Madison, if we could look at Madden's play calling tendencies, that's what we would see.
Yep.
All right. 2 seconds left. I mean, they got the ball at 46. Why not take a shot to the end zone here? Or run a heavy personnel and try to run a trap with Josh Jacobs and get 1 yard. All right. We reach halftime. It has been all Vegas here in the City of Sin. And the Raiders are going to get the second half kick as well, up 16-0. They just have not been able to convert in the red zone. Again, 3 field goal attempts when they were down there. Their touchdown was a 74-yard touchdown pass from Derek Carr to a wide open Henry Ruggs. Henry Ruggs was a demolition dog as well. We drafted Garrett Wilson and had Henry Ruggs on the outside.
So James, we actually did just have a discussion about possibly going back to coach mode. Now, I don't know that we would look to do coach mode outside of the Browns games. The reason for not doing that is I'm not sure that either Phil or I could do justice to any of the schemes or part of the reason why we feel confident doing that with the Browns is because we're both Browns nerds. And we know a lot about the playbook, the play calling tendencies, the scheme, and how a Browns game should feel and should look, which is not something that either of us would feel totally comfortable doing for any team but the Browns. And that's because although it does give some advantage, to be sure, for when do you call your timeouts and how do you, the clock management, the situational football management side of the house. A lot of that comes with the added responsibility of making the team look like the team you're trying to simulate, which we are both comfortable saying, yes, we could do that for the Browns, but, unfortunately neither he or I have the time or ability to invest the research to really know the other NFL teams to the level that would really be needed to do that justice.
And for better or for the worse, there are some advantages. And so, if I was doing it for one of these teams, would our Eagles fans be PO'd that I was coach moding for the Raiders versus, or, we try to do a half a piece and all that stuff. So
right, and that's I didn't even include that, but that's absolutely part of the discussion. Is we can only control one of the 2 teams that we would have to select which one is going to get the coach mode version and which one wouldn't, and then we've got so like when the Cowboys are playing the Panthers, kind of a discussion. Well, then do we go with the Cowboys? Do we go with the Panthers? We've got fans of both teams, and it's another bomb there to the end zone to get his feet in. That was an interesting throw.
Not. Just out. Went to Ruggs again. He had a step again, but too much real estate, and actually going to go out of the back of the end zone.
And James, that's actually why we went away from it in the last version of Madden, is because he would just sit there and have opportunity to throw and just be like sitting there waiting, like he was like, I could throw it, but I'm just going to sit here and wait.
I'll wait an extra split second to make sure you don't want to throw it.
Right, and then we're not sure if that is going to carry through into Madden 22, which is why we've talked, because the advantages were, outside of that one fairly costly disadvantage, the advantages were really, noticeable. But it was whether or not do we think that carried over or not, because that did make it, difficult to stomach at times. We're just like, there's no way Baker's holding onto the ball this long.
Yeah. Absolutely. Here comes Hurts now. He's going to fire it off the back foot, right corner sideline, and incomplete as he was going to once again for Greg Ward, who seems to be his favorite target here so far today. 3rd and 10 now, Jalen Hurts. firing right side. He's got single coverage, and his receiver can't bring it in. That's Greg Ward again. Incomplete. 4th and 10. Punt upcoming. Eagles have just been woeful on offense so far here today.
The other thing to explore, I suppose, is whether or not the playbooks that we built and spent a lot of time, I don't know if they carried over, but whether or not this new version of Madden has the same, where it like seems to decide it's figured out your tendencies, and then all of a sudden you get shut down, like you're no longer ever successful on offense or
correct, yes,
or whatnot.
Yes, that one we won't know, and I can't say that I've played enough of like my own personal franchise to know yet. Waller's got it right at the line to gain, and they're going to give it to him short. 3rd and inches here. Kenyon Drake up the middle, and he didn't wait for the pulling tight end, and it's going to cost them. Eric Wilson, the linebacker, is going to smash him down right at the line of scrimmage. They're going to be short, and they'll punt. A.J. Cole trotting out on the field. Again, he's been busy here today. And that one's kind of shanked out of bounds at the 27. Not a great punt for A.J. Cole. All right, not out of it yet, Eagles, but I'd start getting some points on the board if I were you.
Hey, welcome in, Applied.
Yeah, welcome in, Applied. Good run there, 6 yards for Miles Sanders. That like doubles his yardage amount on one run.
Yeah,
maybe get him the ball some more.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I mentioned right at the get-go of this game, you know, a recipe for success for beating this Eagles team is to shut him down. He is such a big part of what they want to do. He's so important. If he can get going, this Eagles offense is dangerous. But the moment you shut him down, it's much more one-dimensional, and things like that are likely to happen.
Yannick again, sack number 2, back to the 32-yard line. Ngakwe beating up on the left tackle right now, and Hurts has just got to do something with that ball a little sooner, or escape the pocket like this. Now he's actually going to throw on the run. He's got his receiver. Did he get his tootsies in? It looks like he did. 1st and 10. What a catch.
Yeah, that was impressive.
Jalen Reagor, last year's rookie.
Yep, that was impressive, and give Jalen Hurts credit for keeping his eyes downfield, finding his man who is really on a scramble drill at that point, finding an open place to put himself in a position for Jalen Hurts to find downfield, and able to get his feet in bounds just barely with a good throw from Jalen Hurts. Well done.
Indeed, here comes Hurts again, swatted at the line and almost picked off by Ngakwe, who may still be running. He had some space on that side of the field. 3rd and 10 now, spread them out 5 wide. Hurts in the shotgun. Expect to pass. Now he's going to roll to the right side, 45, and fire it deep. Left, back to the left, and it's almost caught, but Smith can't bring it. You can see both hands on his helmet. He dropped that football, unfortunately, for Philadelphia, and another punt upcoming here. This one will angle out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Derek Carr right back onto the field.
A little Colonel Sanders.
Passing.
A little Colonel Sanders for some Sanders trade action, huh?
That's right.
But no, that Sanders. I think that's actually a big part of why the Eagles, as the
picked off Darius Slay. 1st down, Eagles at the 13. Darius Slay. Huge pick, and now the chance for the Eagles to get something on the board. Sorry,
yeah,
Kit.
Getting back on the board here, if they capitalize with a touchdown, that would be big for their opportunity to come away with a win here. They're going to have to capitalize a lot more than just once, but you know, if they can build some momentum out of this could be a turning point, possibly. But no, I was going to say, Sanders, I think that's a big part of the reason right there, James, why the Eagles have struggled quite so much this year. Is because the way that their offense is built really does, you know, especially with a guy like Hurts as your quarterback, you really need that run game to be successful. And if they bottle up Sanders and take that away, the one-dimensional Hurts is not going to win you a lot of games.
Here's a tight end stick route to the right side, and Goddard does everything except get into the end zone. First and goal from about the 1-inch line after a very nice run by Miles Sanders to set up a 2nd and short. Sanders in a shotgun here next to Hurts, and he's going to waltz right into the end zone. Absolutely gigantic hole on the left side of that line. Easy points there, and that pick turns into 7. Great play. And they're going to go for 2. Why not? Down 10 at this juncture. Make it 8. Hurts, time, right side, wide open. Goddard, touchdown. 2-pointer. 16-8 here in our AFC game of the week, just like we drew it up.
Yeah, and suddenly it feels like a very different game. Only 8 points away.
Yes.
That's a score and a 2-point conversion, obviously, from being tied. And if they can, win a little bit on offense here, on defense here, and then give their offense an opportunity to score again. Obviously, you don't expect to, you'd love to have a turnover to have the short field to make it easy like that again. But if your offense can actually build off of that momentum and have a legitimate drive and put that together, especially after if your defense makes a statement with a 3-and-out here, this game suddenly takes on a very different complexion.
Agreed. 2nd and 9. Little sluggo option, but he's going to go ahead and dump it off to Darren Waller over the middle. He's able to barrel his way for 12 yards and a first down. 3.5 to go, third quarter. 8-point lead for the Raiders. They're looking for a little security here on this drive. Carr back to pass, firing right side. Receiver Kenyon Drake, and he's got it up for a 4-yard gain. 8th catch of the day for Drake. Getting him involved with the pass game a lot here today. Carr steps up in the pocket and gets hit while throwing the ball out of bounds. 3rd and 6. Nice to see a quarterback step up in the pocket once in a while, though. Here comes a screen left side, and they're going to snuff it out. Huge loss of 6. Players all over the place dragging that one down. 4th and 12 and a punt coming.
And just a beautiful execution there from Graham, really putting himself in between the blockers and the running back there, shadowing in a perfect place to blow up that screen. That's exactly how it's drawn up for the defense.
Yes, it is. All right, 16-8 now. A little bit of momentum, maybe shift. I mean, you can see it's not all the way to the right anymore. Still technically in the hands of the Raiders. So let's see if the Eagles can do something. Here comes Sanders, left side, big hole. First down run to the 35-yard line. Miles Sanders.
Yeah, you look out. You let him get going late in this game, and this Eagles offense will really take off. That may not be the
lights out. Yeah.
Yeah, that could very well tip the balance in the Eagles' favor.
Absolutely. They try to set up another screen to Sanders, and it is incomplete as well.
Yeah, just an errant throw there from Hurts as he's just off the mark.
Yeah, the first down screen. All right, here comes Hurts. Now he's going to take off right side 35. Slides down at the 40, give him a gain of 4.
Well, at least he didn't try to throw a bomb from 5 yards past the line to gain that time, or the line of scrimmage.
For sure. Here's another screen pass, and Sanders is going to get the first down. Great run after catch for Miles on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
His 3rd, and he did the work himself. That one should not have worked, and it did now. 30 seconds to go. Eagles continuing to drive. Handoff again. Sanders, 1 broken tackle, 2 Oh, takes a big shot there. Whew, but he holds on to that football. That's the rookie, Trevor Moehrig. Safety out of TCU with a big-time shot now. And that's how the third quarter will come to a close. Eagles driving with a chance to tie.
Yep, but
16-8 here.
But credit the Eagles play calling here for really getting Sanders going. That's smart, and especially if they can get him going late in the game. That could be the recipe for success, such as like we talked about.
Yep, Hurts steps up in the pocket, fires a shot to the right side. Greg Ward Jr. once again. He's been all over the place with these targets now. 6 catches and probably another 3 targets. Shotgun look again for it's another screen the left side. He's got blockers. Sanders, but he takes a huge shot. The ball comes out. It's going to be picked up by the Raiders. Too much fancy footwork, I guess.
Ugh.
Jonathan Abram, the safety, holds on to it, but what a shot he took, and we're not even going to get to see a replay because Madden wants to show us Derek Carr's stat line. I'm not sure who hit that football, but
I don't know.
Three turnovers now for the Eagles.
That was about the last thing you could afford for the Eagles. They were, had some momentum going. They had a drive going. Sanders finally was getting some yardage in the running game, and then goes and does that. That's an absolute backbreaker, and you can't do that when you're the away team in particular because the crowd's not going to be supporting you.
Ooh, Derek Carr just tried to throw it to Alex Singleton, and he couldn't hold on. Oh, my. 16-8, 3rd and 9. Derek Carr wiggling, running, now moving, now leaving the pocket. Now he's going to get sacked. Coverage sack, and it's Derek Barnett. The Tennessee Volunteer is going to get him all the way back to the 17. The Eagles are getting the football right back.
Yeah, the Carr just felt uncomfortable and unsure what to do back there. It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
It was almost like a Fitzmagic little pocket wiggle action going on in there. And
right.
And, that leads to the sack as he just kind of doesn't do anything with it and just eats it and giving, this Eagles offense, another opportunity to capitalize on that momentum they were building.
Yep. All right, Jalen Hurts with a chance to win the football game for his team. He's going to move out of the pocket, throws it, gets hit, but it's actually going to be caught by Ward, and I think he's going to lose yardage. They'll give him a loss of 1. Just let that one hit the turf, I guess. Clock continuing to run.
Yeah, just wasn't aware where he was on the field, especially if you're going to the ground. Don't catch it behind the line if you know where you're at.
Absolutely. How Hurts, little laser beam left side. Devonta Smith, the rookie, 45 to the 35 into Raider territory. Devonta Smith, just his second catch, but an absolutely huge one there. Nate Hobbs, the rookie, drags him out.
Yeah, that was absolutely big, and you got to credit the getting that run game going early. That's opening up some of these pass game opportunities. But don't deviate from the run game yet. You got tons of clock. You got to keep Sanders going because it's such a big part of what you want to do here.
Try to run another screen, and this one's going nowhere. So Hurts turfs it. And now another screen.
Yuck.
And Hurts just chucks it at the defensive lineman, yeah.
I was just giving you credit for good play calling when you were running the ball with Sanders, but the screen after screen is not the answer.
Deep shot, and he's got him! Oh, both defenders try to go for the ball. And Devonta Smith somehow catches it on the backside of 2 Raider defenders. Touchdown, Eagles. They're down 2.
Wow. That was just wild. Not sure how that was not picked because it wasn't an overly well-thrown ball.
They ran into each other.
Yeah, they run into each other and open up the window because they're both going for the ball, and Smith just says thank you as it comes through the uprights, if you will, between the 2 players. That was wild.
Wow, and they're going to go for 2 now. 14-16. Let's go. Under center, Jalen Hurts. Now he's under pressure. Now he's going to run. Now he's going to take off to the 5. And he'll be dragged down. How about Cleveland Farrell chasing him all the way from his defensive end spot? Looks like statistically they'll give him a sack for that as he had not yet crossed the line of scrimmage. 16-14, but now the Eagles, for the first time in the game, have the momentum towards their side.
Yeah, I mean, you're really going to need your defense to step up here in a big way if you're the Eagles.
They have in the second half.
Yeah, they have.
16-0 at half, right?
This is a critical moment where you need them to make a big stop here.
Nice runs there, Josh Jacobs. Nice run.
That was a very nice run. But you don't want that to happen, and you want to prevent anything, any big pickups. Especially if you can get off the field relatively quickly here and allow your offense to really grind off clock and then hopefully kick either a winning field goal or punch it in with no time left.
Yeah. Give it up the middle. Kenyon Drake, and he's fighting his way across midfield. Is just his 6th carry, but he's got like 8 catches. And now it sets up 2nd and 3. Eagles offense talking on the sideline. Are they going to get another shot? Likely. Will they be down 2, down 5, or down more? Give it again. Jacobs bullying his way across Singleton and dragging him to the 44-yard line, 3rd and 1. Shotgun now for Derek Carr. Right on his 50-yard line. Back to pass here. Left side, he's got his man Darren Waller. When in doubt, go for 83. That's what I would do. Zips it to him. First down, Raiders. Singleton on coverage. 10 catches now for Waller. 97 yards. What a weapon.
Yep.
Trips to the right side. Waller inside of that formation. Give it to Kenyon Drake up the middle, and he'll be swallowed by the linebacker Eric Wilson. No gain on the play.
Yeah, beautiful little free blitz action there from Wilson, recognizing the hole opening up, seeing the run game coming, and just fills it quickly.
Here's a left side slant route to Waller. First down, Raiders. Inside the 30, call it the 26. And now they are definitely in field goal range. Can they finally capitalize and put one in the end zone from close? Carr, pump fake. Zips it across the middle, and it's almost picked off by Singleton, and then almost picked off by Maddox behind the play as well. Lucky. Three receivers set. Waller on the line on the left. Under center, Derek Carr. Now he changes the play, steps back into a shotgun, sends Snead and Waller to the right side, setting up a trips look. Looks like they're setting up a screen, but he goes to the second level. He's got his man 10-5. Touchdown, Ruggs. Wow. Oh, my. I've never seen that. It was like a screenplay, and they went to one of the down the field guys.
Yeah, I know. It worked beautifully, too, because they had come up hard on the screen. They're like, oh, the screen's coming in, and Ruggs just gets right behind the defense, and beautiful. There's the screen setting up off to the left. You see it, and then he sees Ruggs coming free out on the perimeter out downfield.
Yes.
And beautiful ball there from Carr to hit his man.
Nice play. So how about that answer? Derek Carr and the Raiders go right down the field, and they did what they could not do on the previous drives, which was capitalize in Philadelphia territory. They get in the end zone, and now that 8-point lead has just turned into 9 by missing the 2-pointer and then the point after there. So.
Yep, no, critical difference there. Making
big shot. The ball's on the ground. It's picked up by the Raiders. It's Alec Ingold, the fullback. Touchdown, Raiders. Wow. Oh, my.
And that's going to be
wow.
That's going to be the nail to close the coffin
yes.
shut. That is, stick a fork in it. Philly's done here. This is their
4th turnover.
That is all she wrote. That's the last place you can turn the ball over, and then the Raiders are going to go for 2 to really add insult to injury.
Will not be successful. 29-14 with 13 points in about 12 seconds there. That was bonkers. On the kick return, took a huge shot. The fullback, Alec Ingold, picks a tackle and runs it in for a touchdown. And he's right down there to make the special teams tackle. Let's go. Man. See which Wisconsin? Is that where he went?
I don't know.
I'm going to look it up. I'm going to say Wisconsin. That's going to be my educated guess here for Alec Ingold. Wisconsin. Bam. Third-year player. Got it. I used to be so much better back when I was in my super NCAA football nerd days, where I would just go buy like an Athlon magazine and change everybody's names from QB2 to Terrell Pryor.
Right.
And I knew like just about every good Division I college football player where they went. Now you can buy services that do that stuff for you, even though the game doesn't exist anymore. Coming back to the football is Devonta Smith. He makes the catch in front of Trufant, 3rd and 1. To get some of those lost yards back.
I think it was Max Crosby, but absolutely abusing an Eagle tackle out there on the perimeter.
3rd and 1, crossing route. He's got Goddard, first down, 45 to the 50, into Raider territory. He's going to take a shot from Trevor Moehrig, the safety, after Jonathan Abram, the other safety, kind of stood him up. The other one knocked him down, and now under 6 minutes to play, call it 5.5 to play. Hurts and the Eagles have to score in a hurry if they want to get something done. He gets outside of Ngakoue. He's at the 50. He's at the 45. He's at the 40. He's got the first down, and he slides down at the 36 and kind of takes a hit late. No flag on the play, though. But they need to keep hurrying now, under 5 minutes. Hurts and the Eagles offense back into Raider territory. Ball to 36, 1st and 10. Shotgun look for Hurts. And the right tackle completely whiffs on Crosby, and Hurts has to take off. Ends up dumping it off to Goddard. They'll get 2 yards. But man, did Crosby, that's the all-pro right tackle. You can see the superstar emblem under Lane Johnson. He's been a great player for a long time. Now pressure right up the middle, and Solomon Thomas, the once former first-round pick of the San Francisco 49ers when he was part of that all first-round pick D-line, makes a huge sack right up the A-gap, and now a 3rd and 17 for Jalen Hurts. And right up the middle again, he's going to take a big shot. It's Cleveland Farrell, 4th and 21.
Yeah, what a
and
game
whatever life was in the Eagles has long since gone out. Vegas is going to move to 5 and 2. Eagles dropping to 2 and 5. Pretty boring game early, but this second half's been a lot of fun.
Yep.
And a long incompletion is going to give the football back to the Raiders. Chew clock mode enabled. Let's get out of Dodge here. Give it up the middle. He's angling to the left across the 50, nearing a first down. It's Kenyon Drake with his 8th touch from the backfield. Thank you for some chew clock mode. Grateful for it. Turn around, give it to Jacobs, left side. First down to the 40, to the 45, to the 35 rather, call it the 37. And if you can't stop a team when you know they're going to run, i.e. last night on that last drive, gosh, such an impressive performance from the line. Elite blocking from the tight ends last night.
Oh, yeah.
And Dearness was just so good and just refused to go down. And you'd be like running into a pile of people, and then you'd be like, wait a minute, he's squirting out the back for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, no, the stat that really raised my eyebrows hearing it from Segura on Cleveland Browns Daily was obviously the 6.6 yards per carry is really impressive on its own, but the 3.4 yards per carry after contact that Dearness Johnson earned on the night, which is just a Herculean effort. That's really, really impressive to manage that, and the fact that he managed a 6.6 record without yards per carry without a single rush over 20 yards. Yep. Tells you, and he didn't have any tackles for loss, all positive plays. The guy was
just give him the ball, get about 6 yards every time. Yeah.
The guy was just so good. What a performance. And if you haven't seen the clip of of Kevin Stefanski and how juiced he is in the locker room for as mellow as that guy is,
I haven't seen that either.
Yeah, check that out. And then the team really, rallying around Dearness, who obviously gets the game ball, but just their excitement for him and how important he is to the team. The tackle is abused again by Ngakoue. Yikes, that is some tackle abuse going on over there.
Indeed. 2nd and 5, Hurts left side to Goddard at the 40. Continuing to go no huddle, but this one is just over with. But you can't tell him not to try. Hurts now moving, leaving the pocket. Just kidding, I'll throw it away, save a couple seconds. And potential harm to my body. Derek Carr pretty fired up over there on the sideline, though.
Yep.
107. Appreciate everybody being on. This was a fun one. Glad to get a double in today. Means all of our Nagy on Sports responsibilities are done for the weekend. Just get to enjoy some foosball. Thanks, everybody, for being on. Thanks to those who were able to chat with us during the Browns game yesterday. That was fun as well. Remember, that's always an option during Browns games, live as they happen. Nice throw to the left side, and that's going to be Jalen Reagor again. 45 seconds to go, and he got his toes inbounds before going out of bounds. Hurts out of a shotgun. Right side, throws it, complete. Boston Scott, the running back. 2nd and 5. Down to 22 seconds. Hurts now moving to the right side. Now he's going to zip it to the sideline. Boston Scott again, short gain. So we're going to get a booth review on that short gain, apparently.
I don't know why that's necessary.
I don't know why either. I think they're going to say he got the ball and out of bounds at the 12, 3rd and 4 here. Not sure where Vegas had the spread at on this one, but unless this backdoor touchdown gets a sneaky backdoor cover, and not sure why that's not a touchdown, but It's
They
not.
might not have had that second foot in bounds, but
Yeah,
they're
maybe
gonna
not.
crack at it here on fourth.
On fourth down, Jalen Hurts wiggling right, throwing right. He's got a receiver, and it's in. Touchdown, Jalen Reagor.
There it is.
There it is. Maybe a sneaky backdoor cover. I don't know. I'm not a gambler, so I don't really know the lines. But if it was 8.5, somebody just lost some money and or won some money. Now we got the onside kick. Sure, let's go. Why not? 10 seconds.
You never know. You get, at least if you recover it, you get a shot at a Hail Mary, which of course they're not going to, but you should never run with the ball on an onside kick recovery. That's only opening up the opportunity to force a fumble and then a turnover right there, which then again gives them the chance to do exactly what they were trying to do on the onside kick. So just cover up the ball. Be smart. Don't. You're not on the hands team to make a play. You're on the hands team because you got hands. And you're going to catch the ball and cover it up and go to the ground and make sure everything is safe. There's absolutely zero reason ever to run with the ball on an onside kick.
Absolutely. All right, 29-21 is the final. That 8-point gap just could not be eclipsed. Derek Carr today, 28 of 37, 312. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jalen Hurts today, 32 of 48, 324, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Pretty identical looking performances from both quarterbacks today. For the Eagles, Miles Sanders, 12 for 39, but like 30 of those yards came in the fourth quarter. 4 broken tackles as well. Hurts, 6 for 36, scrambling today. A little bit more running for the Raiders, over 100 yards between Jacobs and Drake today. 4 broken tackles for Josh Jacobs as well. Darren Waller, 11 catches, 109 yards. He was very good. Drake with 9 out of the backfield, 3 for a $110 and 2 tutties for Henry Ruggs. That's what he is. For the Eagles, 8 for 58 for Goddard. Greg Ward had 7 and again 2 drops that we talked about. Miles Sanders was 6 on all those screen pass attempts. Devonta Smith, 4 for 86 and a touchdown. Reagor, 5 for 78 and a touchdown. So pretty solid days so far for the receivers, but they couldn't get it done, and it was a little too late for the offense to get started. Singleton, 12 tackles to lead the team. It felt like we called his name a bunch. Sacks today, 2 for Barnett, led the team. And, of course, the interception was by Darius Slay. For the Raiders, 10 tackles for Jonathan Abram. A lot of sacks today, 2 for Crosby, 2 for Thomas, 2 for Ngakoue, Abram, and then KJ Wright as well, and Casey Hayward Jr. with the interception. 29-21 is the final score. Thanks, everybody, for being on today. Fun to do a double. Take care of yourselves. Have an awesome weekend. Drink something tasty. Watch some great football. And Kit and I will be back to bring more fun sim action to you next time. So today we will say, go Raiders. But as always, go